Today we take on the lefts and the rights, that is Daytona. Yeah, you heard me right. We're going left and we're going right at Daytona, taking on the Daytona Infield here in NASCAR Thunder 2004. And things get a little frosty between me and the previous series champion. That and more is up next. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It'll help me out a ton. My goal for 2025 is to reach 3,000 subscribers. I'll see you guys on the racetrack. Let's go racing. We're making lefts, we're making rights. We're going back to Daytona. Yep, you guys aren't being deceived. It is the Daytona Infield. And the good news is, we did get all of our stuff back though. All of our equipment that we needed, all that generic stuff from those interns that we hired that one day, and then they managed to order everything because they knew loopholes and tips and tricks to get everything in. Yeah, we're good now. On top of that, right now, it looks like I am 307 points ahead of Mark Martin, Jeff Gordon, Rusty Wallace, Jeff Burden are the top 5. I ain't gonna worry too far about the rest of them too far down. It's a road course race. We're inching closer to the chase as well, and this race will probably be one of those very interesting ones. I'm gonna go ahead and quick select everything. As you can see, everything is on the generic side. And without further ado, let's go take some laps at Daytona Road Course. Track that I've never been to before ever in this game. Actually, there's a lot of tracks in this game that I just completely ignored because I just didn't care for them. Now I'm caring about them. What has become my life? Okay, we're gonna make some quick laps here, I guess, at Daytona Road Course. This ain't the road course of Daytona that I'm used to in today's time. I don't know what this is. I want to downshift, but I'm afraid to shift. I feel like I'm actually running this track a lot better than I would expect for having 0 laps of practice. I literally just threw my favorite setup in on this. When I say favorite, I mean the baseline of all my setup. 30 PSI, a couple of rounds down on wedge already because I know it's a road course. There's the grass. That's a corner cut. Well, not really a corner cut. That's me in the gravel trap. That gravel trap is going to be a killer. You get stuck in that for like a second, you're just going to go to the back of the field. Well, the good news is that it doesn't feel like this track is as narrow as like Talladega. So I think this will be perfectly good. This will be a perfectly good track. As we come to the start finish line, I'll take a start near the front any day. 8th place, not what I wanted. I wanted 5th.
The NASCAR Winston Cup Series comes to the Daytona International Speedway again today. MRN is live to give you a look at this very unique race. These cars are used to running a little differently here at Daytona. This is going to be interesting.
Well, this is going to be road course racing with a very large twist. These cars will go zigging and zagging through the infield and then go up on the track surface where they'll gain a ton of speed, then dive back down into the infield and do it all over again. Man, I can't wait. This is going to be fun.
And I've got Boris set in front. And also, Jeff Gordon qualified on pole with a 1-minute flat lap. I don't know if that was even like a legitimate lap. Man ran a 1-minute lap. You know, I just realized that I never checked the manufacturer's standings after the Michigan race.
There's a guy on your right. You're not making any friends out there.
Sorry, Boris said. You were just there and I slid. Let me just bring him down on rivalry by like 2 points. There we go. 2 points down on rivalry, which means he won't like try to door check me into a wall.
Got 3 seconds on you.
So, I don't know really how to commentate this. Right now, we're getting kind of single filed. I got the 16 car all over me. I'm kind of losing the front pack here because now some of the damage on the nose, I'm actually losing. It's like really tight. I'm saying I'm losing the handling. And that's the wall.
You're going to help us with the body work this week. Someone got by you. Let's go.
Well, I'm sorry, Jeff Green. I hit the wall, dude. You didn't have to run over. I'm trying to take care of the tires because I know that the way I qualified won't keep them alive long enough. And I at least want to make it to halfway before I burn the tires off. I love how Jeremy Mayfield and Michael Waltrip are side by side. I hate the wall. Like, I keep hitting it at some of the dumbest spots.
62.
This is so bad.
Keep it up.
If I can just get off the last corner without touching the wall on any of these laps, I'd be a lot happier. Because 4 laps in, I've already hit the wall more than, you know, I want to.
We got 20 laps left. Okay.
Sorry, Brendan.
Gain another spot. You're clear.
I lost debris.
Still there. Be patient.
I think if I pit now, I'll make it to the end. But then again, we're not even halfway on the fuel tank. I think I'm gonna stay out.
63, 60.
I don't want to give up field or track position, but I am concerned about the damage. It's a shame that I lost that right front corner, but we'll have to see what happens as the race goes on at this point. So I'm gonna make my decision. I'm not gonna pit. I'm gonna stick by that decision. Nope, won't pit. No movement in the standings either, guys.
NASCAR pulls off the track.
No one else pit.
Flag is in the air. The track is clear of the earlier accident, and we are back underway, racing down into the corner. The leader leads us down into the corner. The 31 car is back on the track. Careful now. He's out there trying to pick up some extra points, and it's going to be a little slow.
Robbie Gordon is back.
Now 2 seconds.
Robbie Gordon went out the race.
Left, buddy. We drop back a spot. Let's push it. Let's try to race a little cleaner.
No, it's Mark Martin. With all due respect, screw Mark Martin right now. Nice to hear that the 31 is coming back out, though. Looks like they got whatever was wrong with the car fixed. The downside is he's going to be multiple laps down.
Got one on your right. You're okay.
And not in contention for a race win.
You're gonna see the same. You're clear. There's a guy on your right.
Oh my gosh, Brendan gone. You're never even up here, bro. Getting into me because you're up here racing against the big dog. Who do you think you are?
Well, you put another behind you. Number 12 is coming up quick.
Wow.
But try not to hold him up either.
What was that? I got stuck on the Armco. And now I got Mark Martin into me.
Number 6 is still there. Careful.
You want to trade paint, Martin? Fine, we'll trade some paint.
The 12 car made some
Out
contact.
my way, Newman.
Nice pass.
On fuel, we can make it all the way to the end. On tires, I don't think so.
Still beside you. Easy on the bumping, buddy.
That ain't gonna help. Get out of it. Oh, I'm in 41st.
3 wide.
Guys, remind me in 2020 or 2006 not to put road courses on the schedule, because apparently I'm just bad at it. And I think Mark Martin is out of the race. All because of my own stupidity. Well, now is a good time as any to come down pit road and put 4 tires and some fuel in it and make some adjustments, because I'm at the back of the field. Might as well do it. Got to try everything at this point. Let's go another. No, we're gonna go down a full round on the wedge. Okay, 4 tires, fuel. This race is pretty much over for us. It's now it's all about preserving the car, because we just saw Mark Martin's engine get blown really easily. We can't be that next guy to do that. Good pit stop, boys. Sorry I brought you guys a car that looks like a piece of crap, though. Also, it was not my intention to DNF Mark Martin.
Looks like we were the only car on pit road during that entire caution.
Yes, we were the only car. Because I'm pretty sure you didn't notice, but no one else came down with us. We're the only people.
your right.
Hey, you're not the one who has to fix that mess. Take it easy.
That's another in the rearview mirror. The 147 car is all over your back bumper.
I'm making moves on some of these guys that are back markers by trade.
Take care of those Goodyear Eagles.
Really tough for me to see Joe not
We don't need a
moving
bad
forward.
reputation. Let's be a little more careful.
Clear all around.
Probably can make a dive here. I will
On
make a
your
dive
right.
here.
Hey, that's worth another spot. Keep digging.
Hard for me to see the 39 car back here too. He's a road course guy.
All clear, buddy. Got one on your right.
Man, I'm making some moves now. Car feels great.
For the block. Clear on both sides. 63, 63.
I want to see more of those laps. Good job. We're about 7 seconds off the leader's back bumper.
Heading to Bobby Labonte.
Just remember, he owes us one now.
You're clear.
You know, I say the car feels great. I also have to factor in the fact that these guys also have tire wear, and I don't because I got 4 fresh tires. I think the only like positive side for them is that they don't have the same level of damage I have.
Hold it steady.
But I can now make moves.
Come on.
Number 10 is looking right. Okay, we're clear.
Like, look at these passes I'm making. Couldn't have made these passes before.
Three wide.
Excuse me, John Andretti.
Clear.
I kind of have to muscle past you. I've got a good car right now. We already know what's going to potentially happen to my car.
34.
Awesome lap.
Way to get ready, buddy. The 12 car is throwing a block on you.
Be careful out there.
I got to stop touching that inside wall. It's like touching a piece of magnetic strip. Just
Take care
fix
of
the
that
car. Newman got into me. You know who I haven't seen yet so far? Steven. I don't know where Steven's at in the field. I may have already passed him and didn't realize.
That's one more down.
Another big dive.
Hold it steady. Three wide. Number 16 is coming left.
Trying not to make Greg Biffle another enemy, but seems like this is just the enemy episode today, guys. I've made way more enemies than I probably ever anticipated.
There's a guy on your right.
I asked where Steven was, and he appears right in front of me.
Clear on both
A
sides.
few cars ahead, actually. Actually, he's just inside the top 10. Go, Steven, go.
On those tires.
The 135 car is going for the block. Watch it. There's a car on your left. That
Excuse me,
is
Rusty.
in position. Nice job. Clear all around.
Dive bomb? Dive bomb.
135 is speeding on you. Three wide.
I'm making Boris said even madder,
All clear, buddy. The 8 car is coming right.
but I got to go with what I got right now.
Got one on
Is
your right.
more momentum.
Got a little contact with the 135 car. Clear all around.
This is just going to be the episode where Boris said, hey. I'm going to slide in behind Steven for a lap,
63, 94.
and I'm going to
Get
leave
somebody,
Steven a
stay
bit.
with it. He's been talking about you on the radio.
Now my car's handling is beginning to go away. As Rusty Walls is all over my rear bumper.
He might try to rattle your cage.
I'm going to make a dive on Steven and Dale Jr.
Up another spot.
That was a good one. Just a few spots back from manufacturer points now.
The 8 car is coming left. On your right.
Also, if it's true that Jeff Gordon is checked out, that man will rack up another win.
All clear, buddy.
Not what I want to see, but I mean, at least it's not a Ford.
There's a guy on your right. We're in the top 5.
Your right front tire's a little warm. Careful now.
You're clear.
Season's been really dominated by Ford and Chevy and a little bit of Pontiac, you know, because I've been getting some good races in.
Making up some time.
Definitely can thank the damage and 4 fresh tires. Having fresher tires in the AI actually really helped. I know that sounds so weird, but for me to come from dead last to now 4th after all that mess is honestly a miracle unto itself. Because I shouldn't be up here. Oh, and also some very well-timed dive bombs, like I'm about to take on Matt Kenseth.
Guy on your right. race spot.
Got Matt Kenseth. Same move.
Okay.
Beautiful slide. I mean, Casey Kane being up here in second on just pure paces.
You haven't got much longer on
Just
that
crazy.
left front tire.
Left and right front. I wouldn't mind losing some debris right about now.
On your right.
I want this race to end. I literally just got to second place. I'm 2 seconds back,
Catching up.
but I'm in second. I'm inching closer to Jeff Gordon. I think I've just got better turn-in than he does. I've had better turn-in than everybody since that pit stop. They really should have pit. Yep, somebody's going to DNF. Someone else is, so that means we're going to have 3 cars probably out of the race here. Ooh, did not mean to get into Jeff Gordon.
Contact with car number 24.
I think you can expect a little something in return for that.
I gave him the position. That's not how I want to pass somebody.
Oh, we have trouble. Trouble out on the racetrack. Yellow flag wave. We are under a yellow flag. The caution is out. Trouble on the racetrack.
Come on. Can I get him on the straightaway? Get out of the way, Jeff Gordon. Really?
Number
What
24 is still there.
what was that? Where was the horsepower?
Come on, buddy, push it. We can pick up some more spots.
And is Jeff Green? What was that? I mean, I said I wouldn't have minded a caution, but you could have at least made that look more convincing than that. What was that? That's bad. Jeff Gordon wins. I finished second. I somehow came from the back to the front.
Almost
So we'll take it.
place.
I'll take a second place even under caution. Because my word. And Steven finishes 10th
Late
or 9th.
changes were pretty scarce.
Yeah, there weren't too many battles up front for position. Those guys who ran in the top 5 were pretty dominant all race long.
The NBC car didn't finish where he had hoped, due in part to the damage on his car, I'm sure.
Well, I say it over and over again. Take care of your car, it'll take care of you. And guess what? When you don't, it can get ugly.
The 53 car had a run-in during the race with the 6 car.
You don't make it into Winston Cup racing without being competitive, and sometimes these instincts get a little out of hand. Should be fun to see what happens next.
We hope you enjoyed today's race as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. We'll see you next week in California.
If it ain't one sponsor objective, it's another. Didn't qualify in the top 5 this time. I might lose a sponsor before the end of the season. But at any rate, the Florida 500K didn't go that bad. I mean, we only had 3 cautions for 8 laps, and I was the cause of 2 of those cautions. You know, I really should probably fix that at some point. I should actually take, if we come back to these races next season, I got to put some time in and actually practice the tracks before we actually hit the road. Because the only thing I'm doing is literally putting my favorite setup in the car, going out there on qualifying, and then just pretty much saying, oh, I hope it works. Anyways, Jeff Gordon wins after leading every single lap. Where have we heard this one before? I finished second. Casey Kane, Matt Kenseth, Jimmy Johnson, Jeremy Mayfield, Jeff Burton, Michael Waltrip, Steven, and Dale Jr. finish in the top 10. It's been a little interesting to kind of see some of these guys. I know Boris said was up here at one point, but because he decided to run into me, he wound up hurting himself in the long run. Scott Pruitt was a non-factor all day today as well. I think these guys really should have pit, but who am I to tell them what to do? Greg Biffle wound up DNFing with a engine problem. Of course, you guys know Mark Martin wound up losing his engine after getting into an accident with me. Sorry, Mark. And then, of course, Robbie Gordon wound up coming back out, but didn't come back out. They wheeled him back out onto pit road. I guess they just couldn't get the car fired back up. So kind of a shame to see Robbie Gordon out of the race. I feel like Robbie was a dark horse candidate to potentially be up here at the front, but it was not to be for that 31 car. At any rate, let's head on back to Georgia and assess the damages to the car that we had just gotten repaired. Okay, so I remembered to come back to this screen because if I'm not mistaken and my math is not completely bad, with the way that Ford ran last race, in theory, they surpassed us. But because there weren't enough Fords getting points this time, we passed them back by finishing second. If my math is correct. It might be. I'm not a mathematician. but we are ahead of Ford by 1 point, 9 points ahead of Chevy, and 18 points ahead of Dodge as a manufacturer. So slowly and steadily staying near the front is actually helping. And of course, Steven getting some good finishes is helping as well. So we're doing all right now. That is huge. As far as the standings go, not really much has occurred except for Mark Martin losing a spot. Yeah, he's finally relinquished second place to Jeff Gordon. Rusty Wallace, Jeff Burton, Kurt Busch, Matt Kenseth, Jimmy Johnson, Tony Stewart, and John Andretti round out your top 10. John Andretti is actually a lot closer to Tony Stewart after this race than before, which means that we could probably see John Andretti slot himself in the top 10 by one more position. I don't foresee Sterling Marlin, Bob Labonte, Michael Waltrip, Kevin Harvick, Joe Nemechek, or Jeremy Mayfield, or even Ryan Newman or Dale Jarrett catching up. And of course, you guys already know, because Casey Kane won a race and he's currently in the top 20 in the standings, he is a wild card to get in. And as a wild card driver, that means he can get in. We do have space for one more wild card, and I'm gonna leave it up to you guys in the comments. Who do you think we should add to the chase? Who would be, if you were here and you were watching this season, who would be your dark horse candidate that you would put into the chase for the cup to see if they can make it to the top? I'll leave that up to you guys. So let me know in the comments and I'll take a look at the comments and go from there, because we've got another race coming up soon, which is the California 500, a speedway, which means I finally get a small relaxing break from some of these more harder racetracks that we've been to. So we've got California Speedway, then we go right to Richmond, and Richmond is the cutoff race for the chase. So once Richmond is over, that means that we go right into the chase. 10 races to determine who's going to be the champion, and it all starts in New Hampshire, and then it ends down in Homestead with the Ford 400. But yeah, we ain't got to worry about that too much. Right now, we got a new shop edition. We got an engine balancer. So I was thinking to myself, we got some speedway stuff that we could definitely work on. And since the next race is a generic racetrack anyway, you know, after California, and we've already got a good speedway stuff, good speedway stuff already here, why not just go ahead and overhaul 2 new things and go from there? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw some of these things in for overhauling to give us a little bit more power and efficiency. And hopefully, just hopefully, that will come in handy at some point during the chase for the cup. If it comes in handy, I think this would have been a big brain move and would have set us up for the best possible events we could possibly run right near the end of the season. So I'm going to throw one half of our speedway stuff in there, get it all getting refreshed and worked on, and we'll kind of go from there. I'm not going to make any more shop additions because we still got to make that decision on that manufacturer, and I need as much money in the bank as I can possibly have. Money in the bank. We got to have as much money in the bank as possible for this new manufacturer coming in. We've still been in contract talks with, Honda, Nissan, and Toyota to try to figure out whose services we're going to contract for the upcoming season. But I'm trying my best not to really think about that right now. It's not really something I want to have on my mind, even though I know it's really important, especially for the longevity of my team with Steven and Joe. So California is next, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'm sorry I suck at some of these more fantasy-like tracks. It's been fun from on my behalf, being able to just go out there and kind of see what I can do. But I do understand the importance of practice, and I can understand that it might not look the greatest, but it wasn't really anything I could do. The car was just tight, and it just kept getting tighter and tighter, and that's on me. So a lucky pit stop for myself helped me re-elevate myself back to the front. I don't know. Racing, I guess we can call that racing, or a demolition derby. At least it wasn't a crapshoot. So 3 cautions, and it wasn't that bad. It could have been way worse. I could have wound up on my roof, but I didn't. So we got out of there safely, and that's all that really matters. I'll see you guys in the next video. Be easy, everybody.